Thank you for tuning in to the sweet sounds of. It's your girl Keekz 680 with Bfolk Music 680 and that one Palau and homie 23_680. And this is Journey. If there's one thing to take from this song, you gotta focus on everything in this world is temporary. You are your own at the same. Gotta compare all of it. Everything in this world is temporary. You are your own at the same. So try to compare all of it. As long as you are hearing others with love and respect, one can only take so much until they reach their breaking point. Acting cocky, gossiping like the case of amnesia. One said it, or you only come around when they need you. When your light shine, they're blinded by your glow. Clinging to the past, never tap, cause the old is all they know. Dismiss it and keep it pushing, don't you dare lose. Opinions generate so dark, cause if they do, I just might. Everything in this world is temporary. You are your own, and the same. So try to compare all of the good. Everything in this world is temporary. You are your own, and the same. So try to compare all of the good. If it's true if they say everything happened for a reason, your usher and position be in harmony with the season. You can choose who you keep in your life or go on without. Inspiring individuals really know what you're about. If they can't realize your worth, they surely ain't tired. But look down, temptation is the itch who hinders your grind. Assemble your investments while they nickel and dime. Pray, believe, positive, and another be kind. Everything in this world is temporary. You are your own, and the same. All right. Thank you for joining us today, fam. Got a special guest. Business owner of Me So Hungry and Nia's Empire Nails. Let us know where you're tuning in from, though. What's up, fams? You already know what time it is. It is TTalks, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Oh, we got special guests. Say what's up, Obi. Say hi. Hey, in case of emergency, text grandma. Say I'll be back. Let's go. We just got back from the park and he is ready to tear it up. He just seen this whole setup and was like, that iPad right there. Hey, what's up, Toe? Tuning in from Arizona. What's up, bro? Can't wait for you to be back on the rock because, you know, we're turning it up. Make sure you guys stop by Zeus this Saturday. Bfolk has a performance. I'll be over there doing my thing as a hype woman, and we'll also perform and keep the faith. So make sure you come check us out, Zeus. And it's basically a concert hosted by the 11 Cards, class of 2011 from Mizenti High School. Shout out to the 11 Cards. Shout out to Sista. Hey, girl. Tuning in, or if you see this later, we love you. She's still one of the first teachers to reach out to us so that we can come and speak to her class at Ira Elementary School. So thank you for that opportunity as well. But you already know, and if you're tuning in for the first time, please utilize the comment section, whether on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We'll be able to see it. We can put it up here. So if you guys have any questions for Iris that you want to ask about, you know, life or business or, you know, her newest sushi roll, make sure you drop that in the comments so we can put you up. And also, if you want us to just shout you out, we're in the comment section. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody who consistently comes in for the Tea Talks, especially Till. Thank you. Last week we had a couple of customs to attend, so we took time off. Rest in peace, Buck Miller. Ojira Hangara Ibai. Ojira Shiro, Bfolk. We wanted to, pay respects by taking time off so we can spend time with family. Alrighty, guys, you already know it is now 12:58. So without further ado, I would like you guys to help me welcome business owner and restaurateur of Me So Hungry and Mia Nails Empire, Iris Polycarp.
Hi guys.
Hey. Oh, the connection got better.
Hey, it's yes, it got better. It got better.
All right.
I can
Oh,
hear you now.
all right, girl. So, oh, and I think the banner is a little bit, yeah. So if you want to move over just a little so we can see your beautiful face.
Right here? Okay.
Yes. And we already kind of had our touch up conversation, but I do want to bring it back to anybody who's just getting to know you via this Tea Talks. A little bit backstory. Tell us who you are, where you're currently based, and if you want to share, honest memory of growing up or your favorite food. And yeah.
Okay, so my name is Iris. I'm 33 years old, class of '06, Kidu.
Oh,
Um,
success.
yes, and Miso Hungry is located right across from Sista, King's Market in Malakal, Mamala. We're on the second floor. So basically, our this restaurant is a catering restaurant. It's just a pick up and go. We do caters outside for events such as birthdays, weddings, whatever. We'll do it. And I used to do pre-orders because I was doing maggots at that time. But now you can walk
Mm-hmm.
in and order anytime you want. Um,
Nice.
if Kaidiloy, oh my God.
What's up, sis?
What's up, Tiloy? So yeah, sorry, sa laptop. So yeah, guys, you wanted to know how I started this?
Yeah, or just kind of share. Well, let's start. Let's start with this. How long have you been rolling sushi?
I'm loose. I'm sorry.
How long have you been making sushi rolls or rolling sushi? J-Lo.
Oh, so it started off in Savannah, Georgia. I
Oh,
worked at a
Savannah,
sushi.
Georgia.
Yes.
They got sushi
From
out
Hawaii
there.
to Savannah, yes, so from Hawaii to Savannah, Georgia. I worked at a sushi restaurant as a cashier,
Hmm.
and I was watching the sushi chef there, and the owner of the restaurant is a he's Japanese, right? So I
Nice.
went up to him and I asked if I could make sushi, and he told me that females aren't allowed to make sushi rolls. So
Yep.
I Yeah, and Halmal stubborn. I told him like I could try, and if I could pass, then please make me a chef because I really want to make sushi. It looks very interesting and very OCD. I like making things look very pretty and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I was very much interested. So he kept saying no, and I kept bugging him for weeks and weeks, and he actually let me go to training in Atlanta for 3 months,
Nice.
and I passed. So I was only female sushi chef at the restaurant where I worked at, and I became the head sushi chef and the manager of the sushi restaurant. So I worked there for 5.5 years until I had my baby,
Nice.
and then that's when I moved to Palau because I was thinking maybe it's a different call for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I moved here in 2017, yeah, towards the end of 2017, I was basically just staying home, not working for 2 years because I was still breastfeeding, and then
Mm-hmm.
um, I was looking for a job, and I got hired at a Lilay restaurant as a sales manager. Was selling wine, and then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this is not for me. And on the side, I was doing nails, which I went to school at Empire Beauty School in Savannah
Nice.
for 18 months, where I got
Nice.
certified nail tech and doing basic makeup. So
Nice.
my parents didn't know about it until I graduated. And when I came in 2017, that's when I showed them my accomplishment. So they didn't believe that I did, but I did. And then um, they told me, "Luasen, kana mo, you're grown. So whatever decision that you make, whatever that you want to do, you need to know what you want to do." Um, Coming from a very strict family, um, they always wanted me to do what they were doing. But
Mm.
I'm sorry, I'm emotional. But
No, it's
um,
okay. Thank you for being straight up honest, because that it's tough.
yeah, I mean, I
Expectations
didn't
are
have
high.
I didn't have a tough childhood at all, and everybody knows my parents have, they're very successful,
Mhm.
and it was always hard there because excuse me, sorry.
Oh, you good, girl. Say your piece.
So yeah, it was hard because they always wanted me to do what they were doing. Therefore, nakakatakot mm, I don't really say no, and I just do it just because. And I find myself doing things that I don't want to do.
You're un-
Therefore, I'm not happy with it. So,
Mhm.
um, long story short, um, I told my parents that I'll decide what I want to do with my life here in Palau. It seems like when I was living in the States for 15 years, everything was on the go, like, timing, lokotoye, and then you move back home, everything is so laid back. And then
Yep.
yeah, and I kind of get carried away with what goes on here, and I forget about my priorities and stuff like that. So um after 2 years, after Alilay, when I stopped working there, I went ahead and I told my dad that I would, I'm willing to come in and help them, work with
Mhm.
them at their business. And I was sitting there, and then he was telling me, like, you need to learn how to file tax and stuff like that. And I was for months, maybe I think it was like 3 4 months. I was always, this was my daily routine, and then I decided, "Akme," I had to sit down and really think like what I really want to do with my life because I didn't think I was going anywhere. So
Right.
me knowing say what I could do,
Mhm.
I didn't tell my parents. I just started doing magit. I did market. I started in February. So when I was doing market, I would make the sushi at home, and then I do pre-orders. So I would post it online and have people orders the day before, and then by 1 p.m. the next day, I'll have it delivered personally. So I would have at least 20 some orders. Yung nga kalkirami yun, and then drive, excuse me, drive down with everybody's sushi. Sa ako makadalada lang moloprit at sila box, and then I would call them and have to meet them in front of their office or their house. I did that until up until May, actually, the first week of May. So during the duration of that time, I confronted my dad, and I asked, because I know he's selling containers, and all the money that I earned in the States and stuff, I have a savings account. So I saved some money for me to try to, have a backup there, because I have a daughter in case there's an emergency. But then I confronted my dad and I asked him if I could buy one of his containers. And then he told me, he said, sure, it's 3,500 for like 20 footer, I think. So I said, it's fine, whatever it takes for me to have a place, and I'll have it parked somewhere, and then, like Bem Ermi style. But then he asked me this question. He asked me, where are you gonna put it? So I said, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. And then he said, okay. So Saturday, meet me at the this shop downstairs. This is where his boats are parked. So he told me to meet him at the dock. So I came at 9 a.m. Saturday morning, and he took me upstairs. Me not knowing, said this was. And then he said, so since you wanted a container and this place is not occupied, I think you could use it to do your sushi place and stuff like that. I was so happy. And then I was telling my dad, like, okay, this is perfect. And this was really run down. Like, it's been vacant for months, actually years. So there was a lot of work that needed to be done. Um, and so I was telling him that, okay, thank you. And I was thanking him and stuff like that. And then he said, but don't think that this is free.
Oh.
Business is business, family is family. So I do pay rent for the shop that I'm in. It's actually way better than if I went out to look for other places to have my shop by the seaside. This is really nice. Like, it's surrounded by water, and nowadays if you try to find a place by the ocean, it's really expensive. So I'm very fortunate for my dad, who actually gave me even though I pay rent, stealing is cheaper than what it should be. So yeah, and so this is how I started, and I started off with nothing, and everything that you see here, if you come here, the tables, the bar, these are all used stuff that were run down, and I was scraping and sanding them for
Repurposing.
months on my own. It was very hard, but
The struggle is real. You really
yeah,
gotta believe in
yeah,
yourself and put in that work if you want to make it happen. I love that you're sharing that, because I think that's what
yes,
people miss. The getting the end product, what people are now walking into. So you're
yes,
your sweat and tears into that location.
yeah, and
Like you
I
said,
really
you
needed
reuse
help at
stuff
that
too.
time.
That's 3R all the way. Reduce,
I
reuse,
really
recycle.
needed help at that time. Me thinking, I can't do this on my own because these are men. This is a man's job. And I called my dad and I said, can I borrow some of your workers to come and help me? He told me straight up, no, they're busy. I was crying and I was scraping and sanding and crying, and this love alarm, it made me very strong. And I'm glad he did that. And then I have my friends here, uh, who came. Sorry, uh, sorry. So I'm very blessed to have friends like my best friend is Loy, and my cousins who came in and helped towards the end.
Nice.
especially setting up for the opening. And Else, if you guys don't
Yeah,
know
shout out to
Else,
Elsa.
shout out to her big time. Like she did all the artwork here. I gave her a key to come here whenever she needs to, and you know, she got it done before the opening. So I thank her so much, and I told her like she can get free sushi for a whole year if she wants. she
Nice.
did an amazing she did an amazing job, and yeah, and with the Nia's Empire, um, these are temporary seasonal, so you know there are some days that people want to come in and do their nails just because, and they come in and do it. Everything is organic. I do organic acrylic nails. Um, and it's by appointments only because I make sushi. So if somebody needs to have their nails done, they need to let me know one day ahead so I can have somebody to back me up while I do nails.
Nice. You can do some of the other hands-on stuff because, girl, juggling,
Yeah,
raising a child, and having two hustles, it's epitome of
yeah,
entrepreneur. And it
yes,
takes guns to get stuff done. And oh, before I move on, I want to say shout out to Elsa. She said, "Blessed to have been part of the process." So shout out to you, girl. You love our artwork. Make sure to check her out on all social
yes,
media. And we got Melia in the house. She said, "So proud of you, Irish." Try to do it in your voice. I'm not sure. Correct me.
yeah.
Enthusiasm. Um, so what was your first official catering experience like, and how did it help you grow your business?
So
Like
the
after
first
official.
catering event that I did was the live um, event that they had at the Palau Central.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, when they asked me, um, inside of me, I was like, I don't think I can do it by myself. But towards the end, I told Randy, like, I'll do it. And I asked them how they wanted it. They said, however you want it. So what I did is I cut a plywood and I set up everything. And it wasn't enough because there was a lot of people. But I met a lot of business people out there when they thought it was from Umi, and they
Oh,
asked like
nice.
who was doing it and stuff like that. And you know, I'm not the kind of person and so compliments, and you know, I'm like, oh, you know, thank you. Like I get very shy, and I don't think that it was good enough. So you know, I kind of. But then the owners of Shawarma, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what's his name, Baleel, and I forgot the partner's name. But yeah, they were asking me if I had a shop, and I told them no. And they were asking if you know, like I wanted to open one, and I told them that I might because I didn't think I was. And then I came across him at a store one time, and then he asked me if I'm still up for opening a restaurant. And then I told him that I was in the process. So he told me, you know, that's exactly how you should do. And he was asking the certain kind of sushis that I had that night. They were asking like if you were to sell this at a shop, like how much would it cost? And I would tell them like, oh, $7 and stuff like that. They're like, no, that's too cheap. And getting fish here is very expensive. So I try to find ways where I have enough resources. And if I run out of this, I can have this as an alternate. So I don't ever run out of anything. Um, yeah, basically. And then it's always I just don't want to I just don't like it when people call to place their orders and then we don't have this kind of fish because they're always aiming for like fresh tuna, and whenever there's fresh tuna that comes in, I go there and I get my cut like right away before it runs out. So I try to have all the fish available. Whenever we run out, that's when they know. Or yasai, for example, like everything that I have at the shop now, arroz, vegetables, of course, fish, and the ingredients are all local. I
Nice.
the classmate Ratasi, I support him in buying his chilies, and then that's what I used for the sushis that I make, especially the poke bowls.
Hey, shout
So
out to
I yeah,
Tassie. The
yes, shout out to
handmade
Tasi.
collection by Zion.
Kemal, yeah. He's one of the people that inspired me. Like I known him. He worked at a store, and then he worked his way up, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, like the end goal. Let it the that supplemental hustle goal of what you want to do.
Yes,
Really like that's dope. Another networking situation. So if you guys are tuning in and you're on island or you're abroad, but you have a group of friends, whether they're Palauan or not, but you have a group of friends that are all in something. That's how we make this possible, is networking, having conversations like this, sharing networks, and really putting each other on. I love it how backstory of you starting set idea that you're gonna do it on your own, and then it came together all in the end with everybody, family hopping in, and also classmates. Shout out to Salih Sixers. This is what I was talking about, man.
yes,
We
yes,
doing it.
yes.
So what are some of the challenges in the catering business that you've faced, and how do you overcome?
The biggest challenge is timing. Um, from my experience, or from what I learned when I was making sushi back in Savannah, it only
Mm-hmm.
takes 3 minutes the most to roll a sushi. Um, Still, when we have to go out catering, we have to prepare at least 2 to 3 hours ahead because of the making the rice has to
Yeah.
be in a certain texture and stuff like that. Um, Timing is very important because it really depends. If the sushi stays out too long, the sushi rice stays out too long, or even if we roll a sushi and we bring it out, that's why I always have it covered whenever we're doing catering. If it airs
Mm-hmm.
out, then it gets a little bit too hard. Not hard, yeah, kind of like
Like dries
dry.
up or
Yeah,
oh.
and then it won't taste very fresh. And I always want customers to have their sushi fresh,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it contains raw fish. It has to
Mm-hmm.
be stored in a certain temperature, also covered. So I mean, we basically do catering almost every week, so we're kind of we know what we're doing now. Um, it really depends on what the customer want on their. Sometimes they don't want the sauce, the yum yum sauce. They don't want it on their sushi, so we always have it on the side for them to have it when they want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's timing. Also, the most challenging one too is um, food handling. It's very important for us to always wash our hands, especially if we have to touch the raw fish. When
Right.
we have to cut it. We always have to make sure we wash our hands before we touch the raw fish. If we don't and we just touch it with our bare hands without washing them, the fish gets old faster. So
Oh, is it
yeah,
like the
so
oils from the hand or something that
I think
like
so. And
the
then our hands already has bacteria, even though like from the air. So it goes
mm-hmm.
on the fish, and then yeah. So whenever I get fresh fish every week, what I do is I come in and I wash the fish and I pat it dry, and then
Mm-hmm.
put on my gloves, and then I have to wrap it with a thick paper towel and put a saran wrap and make sure it's there's no air inside, and that keeps the fish fresh for 2 to 3 weeks. Tuna
Oh,
will
nice.
still be really red and fresh, yeah, and it has to be in a certain temperature. So
Mm.
yeah, trying to maintain the raw fish is really hard, and I always have to come in at night sometimes to check the temperature of the freezer or the chiller
Mm-hmm.
to make sure
Yeah.
it's not too cold or it's not too warm. And then, because once the fish gets frozen, then
Mm-hmm.
it's not good eating it raw.
Right.
So
Why
I
is
try
it not good to eat raw once it's frozen?
because
It's just
there's these
texture or
bacteria. Yeah, not the texture, not so much of the texture, but bacteria grows out of it, and then you have to eat it. Yeah, so you have to eat it cooked. And sukumak, for
um,
example, I wrap it and then I put it in the chiller and I open it and it's kind of like a darker color. I
mhm.
have to either cook that or I throw it away.
Hmm.
Yeah, I try not
That
to
is good
feed.
to know. Like
Yeah.
just you describing the process, I already know you took a lot of care. Like hence
Yes,
you
and
reason why you were head chef for 5 years. Like that's super dope. Like just to know that you take that little extra care, because yeah, raw meat is no joke. Fish
yes,
that like I'm so
food
proud of you.
poisoning
Like
is
it takes a lot.
not.
Yeah, it's
And
not
I don't want to be accountable for
good for both.
anybody's,
Not on the receiving
getting
end or
sick. And yeah, I really don't. So,
um. So how do you um how do you um how do you come up with roles? Do you have a set menu? Is the
no, I don't. It's just, I know the menu that we have. So, for example, the no rice roll, I use a rice wrap, the ones that we use for like spring rolls and stuff like that.
nice?
I just kind of like remember the menu. I know what's on my menu, so I try to
Mm-hmm.
alternate what I have and have it fried instead of fresh, and have it with
Mm.
rice and then have it fried. I also have my at night when I do my me time outside.
Mm-hmm.
She knows.
Snooze editions.
Yeah. Uh, everybody's watching me live and they're laughing. Okay. And so yeah, I kind of like just come up with these weird stuff, and then I like weird, you know. So different I like, for example, I like buying stuff that's weird and make it look nice. So
Mm.
I'm trying to make use of what I got. So yeah, I try to um
Like switch it up
have
and
people switch it up and have people try different stuff instead of eating the same rolls that's on the same, the menu. I'm shooting for like doing it every week. I come up with something new,
mm-hmm.
but sometimes I just run out of ideas, so I kind of take a moment or maybe a week, 2 weeks to think about something and then come up. I One of the most popular sushi that I have, my best selling, is the volcano roll, which a lot
Okay.
of young people really like it. Material nga pala high school, Miss T and Emmaus, they would always come in for a volcano roll because I guess it's deep fried on the outside and kind of like raw on the inside that they like. The
Okay.
little extra stuff, yeah. So yeah,
For
I
first
try
time
to make.
oh sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, I'm sorry. No, so I try to make something that attracts these young people. I'm not saying that older people are any dahil magngit and ding
Yeah.
now in this generation and kids they like something different. We love sushi. I personally don't eat rice, so I've never tried any of the sushis that I make, but I do know that a lot of young people they like sushi, and I was thinking when I opened the shop, ako kasi I make my own sauces, and that's every 4 days I make the sauce. Um, I try to um, make food that is different from the authentic sushi that everybody eats. And I do get orders whenever like customers call in and they ask to make, the onigiri, the finger sushi. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
always tell them that, I can make that. That's not a problem. And I just want people to know that whatever you see on the menu, the ingredients on there, whatever that comes on it, is what comes with it, but they can customize their own sushi. They can walk in and say, I want tuna roll. Then I can make it for you. What I have on the menu, ako have the idea of how it comes, but then you can customize your own sushi.
Nice. Oh, Toph asked a question. He said, "Will Miso Hungry ever transition from catering?"
Okay, can you ask the question again? I'm sorry, hindi mo lang ako.
Yes. Will Miso Hungry ever transition to dine in?
Yes, it will, and I am aiming for towards the end of this year, if not beginning of next year. I'm planning to put a floating dock where there's a stairs connected to upstairs, so you
Ooh.
can go down. Because up here is very limited. The space is very small, so that's why I can't do dine in. Ling, tumol din betul kalau aramin, then monggang ko. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Yeah, since downstairs is open, I'll have a floating dock, and we're planning. We already planted some clams, and we're feeding
Nice.
the fish every day to try to make sure there's. So when we have a floating dock, then yeah, people can dine in. I For my business license, I applied for catering and pick up and go, but then some people they ask, especially the old people that come in and they ask to eat. I kind of just let them, it's very chill.
Nice.
They like it here because of the view and everything. C'est le meilleur sound. They like BYOB. But yes, I will. I will. Yes, and then I always have complimentary water and more. So whenever somebody's waiting, and then I always offer them drink. At night, if I do have wine or something, I give them on the side. But yeah, that's the plan, and hopefully it'll happen
Nice.
end of this year, if not beginning of next year.
Cool. I want to just bring it back real quick and read some of the shout outs that you got over here. We got Ivy. He said, hands down, the best sushi on island. Kayla, Miss K from the Bay said, so proud of you, sis. Dolmi, which she just opened up her island nails in, correct me if I'm wrong, sis, Wisconsin. But
Nice.
Dolmi said, proud of ka. Laylin, throw her hands up. Obir said, proud of you, sis. Yeah, say let's go Gen Z. Also, Rose Elwin was asking for a location, so if you can just drop your location one more time.
I am located in Ngamala, Malakal, right across from Sea Passion and King's Market, Orange Building, second floor.
And we'll definitely
I still
stop
need to
by
put
so
up a big
some
sign
pics.
that says "Me so hungry."
A big sushi roll.
Yes.
Um, So we also have another question. It says, Toph says, can you talk about the necessary paperwork to starting a restaurant business? Because he also works in a
Oh,
restaurant out in Arizona. And you know what's super cool about your story too is that kadira ko tila ko Palau nila subala merse or may mag-apply. So for someone who's interested, you know, what's the basics? What are like 3
yes.
tools that they would need to get started
In
in the
order
right
to
way.
get it started, yes. The basics, of course, you need a food handling. Of course, your medical, and you need a location first, or a building, or where you're gonna be doing whatever you need to do in a restaurant industry. And you have to have a place. Also, um, you have to have a vision, and so you have to have a plan or tell location or how, and they require that for you in order for them to come in and check first before you can actually have or operate or even make
So
food in it.
like building
So
inspection.
yes, they do a lot of building inspection. Um, it took me a month to get my Horror State business license. Now there's two licenses that you have to apply, which is the Horror State, and then there's uh, national. So you first have to apply for national in order for you to get the Horror State one, and then you have to apply for health permit, and um, you have to have a business name. When you apply for national, you already have to have a business name, uh, number of employees, all their information. After that, book inspection rep health department. So they come in and they inspect everything, make sure that everything is right, everything is running good. Um, um, Chris knows, it restaurants requires hot water, so that I forgot. And so when they came in, I didn't have hot water. I had to go buy a hot water, whatever you call that. Yeah, so water heater. And so, yeah, those are basically it. And then it's the same with the nail salon, except the nail salons, I need to check all my utensils, everything that I use for the nails and stuff like that. It was a very long process. Like we actually need to be on top of it. If not, then everything slows down. So with Go to Stay, we gotta keep calling and make sure that they see it because
It's
I know
moving
they have a
along.
lot of things. Yeah, 'cause I know they have a lot going on. So we need to always be there in person and ask them, just follow up. But yeah, that's basically it. It took about a
We
month
got
to get
Elsa
everything.
asking, did I miss the inspiration explanation for the name? If you want to share how you came about the name.
Yes, so is it even appropriate if I say it on
You can
here?
leave some details
So
out if you want.
yeah, when I was about to apply for, I have to have a business name. So it took me just one day, a whole entire day from morning till nighttime. Just I was getting brain farts from thinking like "Tiang Morang Kle," like what's the name? How what am I gonna name it? Like should I say sushi? I love sushi or something sushi, right? And then and then I couldn't think of any other names. So I gave up and I'm like, okay, next day I'll just think about it again. And then
Mm-hmm.
I went out to, have a smoke break. And then I was sitting down and then I turned around and I'm like, oh my God, Adiloy, I think Miso Hungry is a really good name. Like miso and then hungry, like, like miso soup. And then she laughed and
Yeah.
she's like, oh my God. So that's how I came up with the name. It was just me not thinking about it really actually, and then it just came up. I just came up with it. And so it was a very good
Agree.
idea because a lot of people say like I get questioned a lot on how I came up with that name. It's very catchy, and I was trying to think of something that would catch people's attention and say like, okay,
Yeah.
this is the shop and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I'll say that's how I came up with the name.
Thank you guys for your questions, and if anybody else has any questions, make sure you just drop that in. and we'll make sure to put it up. So, what do you recommend first time customers try when they come through to me so hungry?
I would recommend the volcano roll because it's the most popular one. The second one would be the shrimp tempura roll or the caterpillar roll, which right now we're out because we're out of avocados. But yeah, that's the most popular. Those are the three main ones. If you like raw, red dragon roll is one of the top, including the orange dragon. So orange is salmon, and then the red is the tuna. And rainbow roll is both. So those are
Nice.
all raw fish. Yeah, and yeah, I would recommend. I would definitely tell whoever hasn't come here to try the volcano roll because yeah.
So said, I love the
Ako na.
name. Hello Catchy doesn't seem inappropriate.
Yeah, yeah. Did you hear me?
Say that one more.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the if recommendation is volcano roll. If you are a first time customer, volcano roll is the best option. And then they should try the monster roll, which contains both fish, but it's deep fried. And then if you like raw, red dragon roll tuna or orange dragon roll salmon. And the no rice roll for people that don't eat rice, that's probably the only sushi I eat is no rice roll. People ask like, what kind of sushi is
Ooh.
no rice?
No rice
Yeah,
roll.
so I'm trying to come up with like healthier options for people that are, vegetarians or vegans
Yay.
or yeah.
Clary Adalbay Nolan said salmon inari is fire. Oh, do you
Yeah.
guys say it the
Oh my
same?
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna have to try that one. No, it's like salmon inari is fire. So I was like, okay.
Oh yeah. That's Clary's favorite. She orders that all the time. Inari poge.
Oh, we got a question from Garig. He said, "What was your inspiration to start a business as opposed to working for someone else?"
Say that again.
What was your inspiration to start a business to working for someone else?
What inspired me? I malchapi.
What inspired you to start a business as opposed to working for someone else?
Oh, what inspired me? Um, my daughter inspired me because so much going on in life that when I sat down and thought about it, then I felt like I needed to figure myself out what I want to do in life in order for my daughter to have a good future. Mm, yeah, so that with Nia, that's why I named my nail salon Nia's Empire. That's my daughter's name. Um, Moving here was uh I'm it's good. I have to appreciate it because I never thought that I would ever move back here, and I didn't want to move back here. But then, thinking of my parents and stuff like that, I decided to move here for a while, and a lot of things happened in between those years, and and here I am. My daughter was my inspiration. I only want her to have a good future and not have to walk in the the footsteps that I took, and stuff like that. So I'm doing
That's
this
dope.
all for her. Yeah.
That is dope. Well, she got one hell of a hustling mama for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
speaking of Nia, So when do you're still you're rolling the sushi yourself. Um, when do you find time, or what times can people book to do to get their nails done at Mia's Empire?
They can, that's whatever time they want. I'll free up my time and I'll work with them because I have Ragoy now, so whenever I need to do nails, anytime, they just need to book an appointment the day before, so I'll be prepared
Nice.
the next day. Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. Um, you shared about, a little bit about your backstory, and all the process, the intimate details of, starting it from the ground up. Looking back, can you say you're happy with the choices that you've made up until now to get your business started?
Yes, honestly, I am very happy. Although there are times where I feel like maybe it's not good enough. Um, but I always have a really good support system that always tells me that you're doing good, and that's all I always want that kind of stuff, but they're always there to push me and tell me not to give up. Um, I'm more to supporting locals, so it's never a competition for me.
Mm-hmm.
Akbay supporter till, not trying to say you guys should support me, but that's always what I want to do. My main goal is to attract more locals, especially in my restaurant. I only hire, not only, but um, I try to just have all Palauans, hello Rio, because if you go anywhere else here in hardly you see, just Palauans working. Yeah, there's always, Filipinos are hard workers, but we're used to using them and having them do everything for us that we don't have the ambition
I
to
see.
prove ourselves so that we can do something. So um,
Nicely
that's
said.
always been my, yeah. So uh, if you come here, we're all Palauans, and everybody's chill, very relaxing, and we chill and very homey. Um, they honestly, like, they message me on Instagram and they're like, we've been wanting to try, but we were intimidated by you. I'm like, do I look mean?
What?
Am I ugly? Or I said, no, like, come through. It's not we don't criticize. I mean, we don't, any of those no negativity at all. Everything, we
Yes, leave
welcome
the
you
judge
into
at
the
the door.
family. Yes, and you come here, you eat, you enjoy, and vibe with
Yes,
everybody else.
vibes.
Go home happy. That's it. I just,
Yes,
whatever we do here, we do here. So,
that's
um,
what's up. So what can we expect from you in the near future? Are you going to be any come by?
we're gonna expand and get bigger, and we're gonna have a bar. Um, that's what we're aiming for. Maybe the bar part is still on hold. I'm still thinking about it because it's a very small area. If I do
Mm-hmm.
find a bigger place, maybe I really don't want to move out of here because ang Malungil, the view here is really nice. But in the near future, if I will expand. I'm working on it. So as it gets bigger and better, then yeah, it'll be sushi with beer or sake or soju, whatever you want.
Nice. Something to
Yeah.
that pairs
Yeah,
nicely
something
with
different.
sushi.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Um.
Tampu-
So, oh, Elsa said, "Take my money."
Yeah?
Elsa, I was saying, "Take my money." I don't know if you can see it. I got it on the screen right here. But
Yeah. Yep. Take my money. I'm still waiting for you, Elsie.
so, where you guys said during our sound check, you had mentioned that you did a booth at Independence Day.
Yes, yes. That was our first time
So
ever to be out there.
what is the biggest challenge for you bringing the Me So Hungry to these community booths?
The biggest challenge was everything. Um, it was I don't know, I was already really scared while we were preparing everything to go to the bridge. So when we got there, we already had a map that PVA required us to have to show us where I was going to be at. But when we got there, the table where we were supposed to be at was occupied by people sitting down eating. And I kind of like made me more nervous because I thought maybe we're not supposed to be there anymore or something canceled and na panic and stuff like that. So I called PVA and I asked them if they could help me. But shout out to Yano's Market, Storm Toshiba. He's my cousin.
Yay.
He saw me panicking and stuff like that. So he came through and helped with his girlfriend. He helped us
Yeah.
carry all our stuff there. We were still setting up because I brought the manaita, the cutting board, long.
Mm-hmm.
We were still setting up everything and our coolers and stuff, and the line was crazy. And they were already placing their orders, and I was telling them like it would take an hour. We didn't have enough change for our money. Everything was crazy, but at the end of the day, it was I was very fortunate, and it was tiring, but we made
Worth
it
it.
and we pulled through. We were actually the last people standing there under the rain with no light, rolling out the last three sushis for a customer.
That's dedication.
Yes, and
To the
then
last roll.
yeah, and I had to ask Roy to take over on those last rolls because I was just uh really tired. The tables were very low, so I was hurting everywhere. But we made it. We pulled through. Um, it was good because then now we know and we'll be prepared for OBF. Um,
Right.
yeah,
Can
our
you tell us
menus.
a little bit about your next booth? You said OBF. So you can tell us when, what
So
date.
OBF will be on October 24th, and I think that is when is October 24th? That's a Saturday. Oh, Sunday. So yeah, I need to apply for a permit for that. Um, what we'll do is everything is going to be the same as Independence Day, except the menu is going to be very limited. We can't make all that's on the menu because in Malmo it's too much chaos going on. So we're only going to pick the most popular ones, including the ones that people order on a daily basis. So more it'd be convenient for customers, less time
Yeah.
of waiting, and yeah, and hopefully this time everything will run smoothly.
So we have a comment from Clady. She said, "Sista is the most dedicated and hardworking person I know. So proud of her accomplishments. Such a fan."
Thank you.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for just your time, really sharing your story. So uh, people who are interested in venturing in the food industry, especially, I think we have this idea that can't make it in Palau, so that's the reason why we migrate outside. And for
mhm.
you to come, get what you sublem and invest in our community by opening your own business. It's definitely inspiring to myself and others, so that um, they know like it's possible. You can do this.
Yes, it's
It
hard,
supplements
but
the training part.
nothing good. I mean, nothing good comes easy. So
Amen to that.
hard work pays off. Uh, my advice to not trying to like inspire, the advice to other people. I'm still learning. I'm not really there yet, but my advice is, especially the young people, if you want something, you really gotta know what you really want. Say el passionero is what's gonna help you succeed. So
Yes.
yeah, this is
Find
yeah,
purpose in your
yes,
passion.
yes,
Like for real. Like it like the end result is I can't say,
it,
it's really
yes.
hard to put into words.
Even
We kind of mentioned it in the beginning
yeah,
where, doing something because somebody else is imposing on you and you're not happy doing it. So are interested in
yes.
things, especially while you're young, tap into it. Everything's a learning experience. You were gonna say something quick.
No, I just couldn't hear. Guamlo froze.
Oh, you gonna say something?
No, I mean that's all I wanted to say. But shout out to Clary Adalbay. That's Jason Nolan's
Yay.
wife. They've always been there for me. They're the ones that give me advice, especially Jason. He's running for Lator at large again. So please, if you're uh,
Thank you, Orior.
thank you to Orior, and please vote for him. I promise you won't be disappointed. Um, shout out to my, I don't call them employees. They're my friends, my families. They're on the other side watching me live. They're
Yay, oh
and
my
my best friend
God.
Ediloy, who's been there with me ever since from the very beginning. Pantil, Rogoy. Rogoy is a chef, by the way. So guys, come through. You know Rogoy.
Hey.
Come check him out. He's my right hand now. And yeah, and please, please don't feel intimidated. And dati matakalway say, but I'm very nice. I promise, I'm very nice. So come through. We
This
always,
is the
we,
face
we
of a woman
always,
who has two hustles
yeah,
and
yeah.
okay.
I have a lot of, yeah,
Come by and support.
but
Don't be intimidated. Come by and support because it helps.
yes,
That's
yes,
all. That's the reason why she's doing this. Bringing all some good fresh food that is
yes.
hand for sure, for sure. Oh, Jasmine said. Jasmine, I said, Miso love you.
Miss, I love you too. And shout out to Karig Besong.
Hey,
He's
Chef
a chef
Karim.
and he's a head chef too. And I told him I said I'm sorry I haven't tried any of your, but his pokés are, I tell you they're the best.
For
And
sure.
his sushis I haven't tried because I don't eat rice. I told him I'm sorry. But also before I forget, I'm doing a merch for t-shirts. I think they give. So
Hey,
people
so
can message me on Me So Hungry and just tell me if you want a shirt, give me your size and what you want on your logo. You can have the original that says Me So Hungry, or you can have Me So Me So High, Me So Fly, Me So whatever you want. And
oh,
then
I
I'll
like me to
customize your
fly.
shirt. Yeah, Me So Fly. And then $15 for a shirt.
Okay, 15.
And
All right, so we have to
yes.
cop our shirt when we come over to eat then.
Yes. No, just give me your size because that's a gift from me to you and Bfolk. Uh,
Oh,
and the
no, we
baby.
gotta
I'm gonna
support.
make a
That's why
shirt
we told
for
you we
him
gotta
too.
support. For
No, you guys
sure.
wear them and advertise. Makadi
Oh,
makita
yeah,
ka
okay,
size
okay.
for you and your family, and then I'll
For
make a shirt
sure.
for you guys.
Can
But
you
yes,
drop your Instagram handles for us for your businesses? Let people know where they can follow you.
where do I put it? On the chat? Oh,
Oh no, you could just say it. You could just say
oh,
it.
oh. So add me on Miso Hungry Palau on Instagram. Facebook is Me So Hungry and Nia's Empire. So just add
Alright.
me whatever questions you guys have, or if you want to place orders, suggestions, comments, whatever. Um,
Um, okay, so Melia was like, I want a Me So Hungry shirt. Where can we acquire? So you can check her out or message her on the So Hungry PW.
yes,
Oh, she's like, oh wait,
PW.
here's my answer. Eh, ano- Melia, look, a Me So broke one.
Yeah, Mr. Broke one. That's whatever you
Ma,
guys
Me So
want, you can
dress.
make it into a shirt.
Alam ko, Me So dress. Yeah, tilo, direkal mo. So, wala, Me So broke.
Mr. Broke. Okay, I got you, sis. So yeah, anybody who wants to order shirts, I'll be getting orders up until this Thursday. So by next week,
Okay.
Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll get your shirts. And
Okay.
location of pickup will be here at the shop. Me
At
so
the shop.
hungry. Yes, please.
Alright.
And then yeah.
Cool. Well, can't wait to see you on Saturday. Diloy, I hope to see you there. I think it's gonna be a
At
solid
Deloitte,
reunion of the. Oh
right?
yeah,
The slash O 06.
yep. But
No,
make sure you
I'll
guys
drag her
stop
with
by.
me.
Yes, we can have a discussion,
Yes,
a
we'll
private
plan
discussion.
something. Yes.
So one more time, let everybody know where you're located,
Okay,
and we'll sign
location.
out.
Location is Malagal, right across from Sea Passion and King's Market, Orange Building, second floor. Instagram, add me Miso Hungry PW, and then on Facebook is Miso Hungry and Nia's Empire. If you guys need
All
to
right.
schedule appointments or book appointments for nails, you can message me on Nia's Empire 16 on Instagram. If you want to order shirts only, message me on Miso Hungry PW to place your orders by this Thursday, and that will be tomorrow. I'm sorry, that's tomorrow, the
All
7th.
right.
So yes,
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much again for your time. This is just the first of many, not just networks, but get together, kick it, classmates, six it. We out here in this. Opilo
yes,
said, "Proud of you, ladies. Love you always. Keep up the good work. Hashtag me so proud."
yes.
I like that one.
Hashtag thank you, love you, sis. Thank you, thank
And
you.
Toph said, shout out to all of y'all, man. The great work, ladies. Honestly, I feel like we should have had a game
Thank you, so.
segment for who can
I
come up
know,
with the
right?
funniest tag. Okay, that will have to be on the follow up episode, man. The follow up
Yes,
keep
and
expanded and got the floating dot.
oh, and just a little comment for Toph, like if he ever plans to return and come back and have a establishment on something, needs help on anything, I'm willing to help in any way possible. And so, quadrity will guide and stuff
Sure.
like that, just to start small, you know.
All
It takes
right.
time and patience. So, thank you, sis, so much for doing this. I'm sorry I was crying and nervous, but
Oh, no, no, no. Totally fine. Honestly, like that right there, like just straight up, we know you're speaking from the heart, and it takes a lot to muster up the courage to even say some of the hard things. So thank you for
yes,
sharing, because I know a lot of us can relate. One of the biggest takeaways I feel is like, when you mentioned that you were already doing uh, or going with what others were telling you, you should do, and you weren't happy. That's literally the epitome of our motto, 680 MVMT, find purpose in your passion, because we tapped into that, realizing like if we go with what is expected of us, we're never going to be happy. We're always going
Yes.
to try to seek approval in that particular whatever we're pursuing in um, based on somebody else's ideals or what they think we should be doing. But for
Yes.
us, we love doing media. We love
We love
doing
what we
music.
do. Yes.
Yeah, and you're a boss, oh, boss babe. I was gonna say that. Sorry, PG.
You are
But
too.
you're
Thank
Palau
you.
and boss babe doing the thing. So I hope anybody out there who listens or who's been listening or taps in there can definitely be inspired by you to because it's scary. Sometimes you got to do it alone in the
Yes.
beginning. Um,
Actually, we need that time to be alone in order for us to figure out what we really want. And I'm glad, we all go through it and
yeah,
we pull through.
right. All right,
Nothing
girl.
good
I'm gonna
comes
let you
easy.
go. I'm pretty sure people are
Thank
probably
you.
wondering, like, okay, where's our orders at? I was like, I forgot
I
this
know,
is a literally first
right?
hour time. So thank you so much for making time. I really
Thank you so
appreciate
much,
it.
sis. Thank you for this opportunity. And you guys
Yes,
come
and I'll be
through
seeing
whenever you're.
you.
Yes.
We'll come by.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, sis. Have a great day. And stop by when you guys
Thank
can.
you, Dila. Thank
And
you, Miss Hungry Peeps.
they're watching it next door.
Yes, I will definitely come and visit.
All right, sis. Thank
All
you.
right.
And we'll see you
Without further ado,
later.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Alrighty, fans. That was Iris Polycarp of Be So Hungry and Mia's Empire Nails. Make sure you check her out if you are on island. Support local businesses, and just sometimes you just gotta see it so that you can get inspired. So stop by where you're going and just check the get go while you're at it, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys there too. We definitely got to stop by there. um, One last note, as I said in the beginning, Bfolk will be doing a show sponsored by 11 cards class of 2011 from MHS. So make sure you guys slide through to Zeus. We're about to turn up, but yeah, so much. Make sure you follow social city, and if you or someone on the show, just reach out so we can book you. Next week we have friend from Ross Rebellion coming on. Week after we have Duet Glasper joining us and many more. So stay tuned, y'all. Peace.